meeting and everything. And after the attempt Lorne made to speak with Ram, Lorne, did you end up reporting back, or was it just fish and mailed cat? I'm doing my own thing now.
I mean, he didn't ask her to come back and say how he was doing.
No, he didn't.
So she doesn't.
Yeah. She completes her task and like a sim wanders in a random direction.
Right.
So at some point.
At some point.
Probably not terribly long after the meeting. Given like he's giving it time in case Lord did get a chance to speak to him. Oh, there she goes.
Goodbye.
Vince. He'll
Farewell.
go to check on Ram.
Mm-hmm.
What he probably did first was send a message through the thing.
Yeah, no response.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we're checking on him.
Crit fail, baby.
And he'll head to Ram's room and knock on the door.
You don't get an answer, but it's open.
Ram, it's Hana. May I come in?
Come in.
Open the door and step in. Well, look in first. What is it I witness?
You see Ram on the floor beside his bed. He's got a bunch of parts of his weapons strewn out about him. He's just taking them apart and cleaning them.
Okay. Looks down at him. And his expression tightens a little for a second before kind of soothing out again. And then he will close the door behind him.
Ram looks up a bit. Looks the same as he did before. And then goes back to what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of turns his head a little bit and nods that it's free space for Hana to sit.
Okay. Is it like a chair or is it on the floor? What are...
Ram doesn't really have a chair in his place. It's mostly the bed and the floor.
Oh my god. Someone get this kid some beanbags. So is the free spot the floor?
The floor's covered in pots. It's the bed.
Okay. He will carefully tiptoe his way around the parts. And then sit down. I'm not going to ask how you're doing, or more. I don't expect you to answer.
Yeah.
He nods. I think that it's a bit self-explanatory.
So.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Doesn't say anything. He just keeps on cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Runs a rag over a pot and puts some oil on another. And
he just watches Ram for a bit. And he'll... His hand twitches a bit and he kind of hesitantly reaches out.
Ram doesn't, he doesn't He kind of flicks his eyes over and looks at Hana moving, and then it's like the tiniest shrug of his shoulder, and then he goes back to what he was doing.
He places his hand on his shoulder. Just kind of let it rest there for a bit. Continue to watch him work on the parts. Which weapon is this?
He's working on his shotgun right now. The Taurus
Okay.
scattershot. But the longer Hana's hand rests there, the slower his hands get, and eventually he just kind of puts it down.
He says, keep going if you need to. And he'll kind of scooch so that he is... Because Ram, I'm assuming, is sitting up against the bed, right?
Yep.
Okay. So he'll scooch so he's kind of behind Ram.
Mm-hmm.
Sits cross-legged. And he'll quietly begin to kind of smooth Ram's hair out of his face. And just play with it a bit.
God damn it, Bree. Ram, when Hana says to keep going if you need to, he does, again, he picks things up and he starts for a little bit, and then he just kind of lets it fall out of his hands and sits back properly. He just leans back into Hana, looks up at him. So you didn't come to ask how I am. Why are you here?
I don't need to ask how you are. That's exactly why I'm here.
Alright, well, make yourself at home.
Continues doing what he was doing. I believe I already have. We should really get you some chairs. Or surfaces. He says, looking at the gun parts scattered on the ground.
Well, it's not like I need them usually.
But when you do, you don't have them.
You got plenty enough for the both of us, Doc.
You like woodworking, don't you? So what's stopping you from building a table?
I'm not, not that keen on building useful shit.
Just trinkets.
Well, I don't have to think when I build a trinket, right?
Measurements. You're not a fan of those.
It's fine. I can do it. But why would I want to do that when it's just a hobby?
Because then he will kind of lean down, and one hand is still playing with Ram's hair as he kind of reaches down and picks up a part and turns it over. You wouldn't have to worry about getting carpet fibers in your parts.
Ram kind of looks at the one he's holding and then he just His hands slump by his side and he kicks his legs out and scatters a few pieces across the floor.
He kind of watches that happen. His kind of attention turns to it as they scatter.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and throw down an empathy on my boy.
Go for it.
Do I get my bonus?
Yeah, you can have your bonus.
Yay! Hey, it helps.
Wow, hey, alright.
Successes.
What you looking for in particular? Or you want it all?
What was that? All of
That
it.
was-
Gimme, feed.
That in particular was like... Can't even do that right kind of feeling.
Oh my gosh. Ram!
Again, you get a whole lot of nothingness, kind of dull. He's not all there right now. A little bit of something close to gratitude that Hana is here.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3 successes, and usually you only need 1 to read Ram as Hana, so, you get quite a bit of kind of cold anger.
Okay.
And, kind of feeling like he's bracing himself, he's preparing for the worst. He's not, grieving.
Mm-hmm.
Or anything. He's not, hurt. He is preparing himself to be those things.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Hannah's brows knit together a little bit. And he sighs and will, with a foot, like uncurl one foot and gently scooch the parts that are next to the ram's side, kind of to away from him, clear a spot.
Mm-hmm.
Foot, and then he'll stop playing with Ram's hair and slide down next to him and sit.
Aw. Cute. Just kind of looks at him for a second and then his body leans over, just like lifts to the side until he's leaning on Hana a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's straight, so that it's a little more comfortable for Ram, the tall motherfucker.
he just sits there for a second, and eventually he opens his mouth and he closes it again, and then I don't want her to die, Doc.
So I don't want them to die, or I don't want her to die.
Yeah, I don't want her to die.
None of us do. But we need to be confident in her abilities. And he kind of gives Ram a glance
Mm-hmm.
That's one I could best describe as kind of a moment of possible
Mm-hmm.
realization or thought,
Mm-hmm.
and then a kind of reconsideration or recalibrating. And then he says, or in some cases, all we can do is accept what's taking place. Much as we don't want it to.
Nicely done. He didn't really react to the first thing you said, but the second part, he was... See his lips go a little bit tense, a little bit thin. Accepting that's one thing. But if anything doesn't go to plan, if Rye and the rest of those fuckers don't succeed, we're
We'll
all
be-
fucking doomed.
Yes. Yes, we are.
So it ain't just acceptance, Doc. I gotta help.
No. No, you don't.
But I do.
No. Ram, you don't. This is asking more of you than you are obligated to provide.
This ain't about obligation. This is about my daughter and the rest of the ship staying alive.
I know that. I know that. Trust me, I understand, but there's one thing. It's one thing to provide information. It's another thing to personally pull the trigger.
In this case, providing information is all they're gonna need.
It's the tiniest ones.
How's he feeling?
Fuck. It's not a good day to be Ram, and he understands that. There's a lot of sympathy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not pity. It's being in a rock and a hard place, and he can see that. And he doesn't really quite think he's capable of pulling you from that, but at the very least he can try and help. But even recognizing that Ram has a point here. That information would be helpful, but in doing so also means Ram is assisting in killing someone he very much cares about. Many people in that path.
Ram just kind of knocks his head against your shoulder and reaches down and grabs your hand.
Sand.
I'm
Gives
fine,
a
Doc.
squeeze. I don't know if I believe you. Actually, to be frank, I don't believe you.
Well, you don't get a choice.
I don't.
No, this time. I'm fine, Doc. He squeezes your hand. Okay.
Gives your hand a squeeze back. Squeeze, squeeze. And he says, "You shouldn't be."
Well. I also don't get much of a choice this time. That's okay.
You guys look and kind of scan around the room. Like he's searching for something, in this case specifically. He's searching for words, something to say.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I'm not in a place to tell you what you do and don't feel. That is your right. But it it's better to feel something, even if it's worse."
Speaking from experience, aren't you?
Just gives you a knowing look.
Not right now. But later.
God, sorry for the background noise.
That's okay. They're just living their lives.
Jesus Christ. I'll turn on my noise suppression.
It's fine. It'll still come through because it was voices.
No, you don't hear the.
Not really, no.
More?
Not really.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
He just, he says later. When she comes back.
We don't know how long that will be.
Yeah. But when she comes back, keep me away from her.
We'll do what I can.
He sits up a bit. He turns to face you properly. He shakes his head. Not like that. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just don't want to be around her, okay?
Understood. Sorry.
Think so little on me, huh?
No. Not everyone is people. As passive as I am, I think such a reaction would be unsurprising from many people on this crew.
It would be unsurprising in the case that I wasn't already helping her. I have no place to judge her for what she's doing.
Fuck, what does someone say to that? Jesus.
If you don't say anything, that's fine too.
I don't think he can find words for that.
Mm-hmm.
He probably tries, and nothing. There's just... like, fuck, that's rough, buddy.
Then Ram just looks at you for a while, sees that you're not gonna say anything, nods his head, and goes back to leaning on you.
Takes his... Is he still holding Hana's hand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hana will swap his hand over to the far hand so that his closer arm is able to lace up and play with Ram's hair again.
If you keep on doing that, he might just fall asleep.
That's probably a good thing for him right now.
Yeah. Then that's what happens. Eventually Ram just falls asleep like that. He doesn't let go.
This is where he remains.
This is a really hard floor. This is a really hard floor.
Hard floor, heavy Ram,
Mm-hmm.
sitting straight
Oh boy.
so that he's comfortable.
Discipline,
All right.
Hana, discipline.
Let's go.
Roll not to wiggle.
Both his hands are on your back, so he can't even check his hollow pad.
This poor man is just sitting there sacrificing it all
This
tonight.
is dedication. Ram needs the comfort.
Alright, we can cut that there. Eventually, when he does wake up, he'll just look at Hana. Just like, oh shit.
We'll look over, and I'm gonna roll something really quick to see how he's doing. Because I mean, he can probably sit without doing something for a while. He can easily run calculations in his head and shit like that.
But holding up the ram weight is
it's the holding up that's the hard part. He's not the strongest boy in the world.
No.
So, excuse me as I roll 3 dice. We did it, boys. We were able to hold that for however long Ram was asleep. And so when Ram does wake up, he just kind of looks over, and he doesn't look horribly strained. Like, it's not like he just ran a marathon, right? But it's like, you know, when you play laser tag and the next day you're like, ooh, I actually kind of got a workout. It's gonna be that.
You get the tiniest, like, kind of dulled flicker of amusement on his face.
He just gives a kind, maybe a little tired, but not like emotionally tired, just like, I've been sitting here for a little while and I could probably go for a nap. But calm and just lightly endeared smile for Hana.
Ram just kind of still holding Hana's hand. He gets up and pulls Hana with him, and then holds him over his shoulder. Alright. Your turn.
I'm perfectly fine, thank you.
I'm sure. What time did you sleep? You haven't.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure, Doc.
So what, you're just going to home with that Pat Zach down. Let me down.
I'll let you down, don't you worry. There.
He's taking him straight to his room, hasn't he?
Hana doesn't like Rem's bed.
It's because it's dirty.
Yep.
He remembers.
Yep.
When is Hana finally allowed down?
Beside his bed.
Okay. Pops down, stands, looks up at Ram.
Mm-hmm.
Can empathy this boy.
Go for it.
It's just glasses.
Glasses flash. Ooh,
Juicy successes.
you're doing pretty
Oh
good.
wait, I forgot.
Yeah, get your bonus.
3
die.
successes.
Alright. Anything in particular or the overall?
How's he doing? How's he doing after a nap and a kidnapping of one Hana?
He looks like he's doing better. But, since he got 3 successes, he looks like he's doing better.
But he's
He
not
feels about the same.
Okay.
But, there's just a bit of... He's focusing on Hana right now because it's easier.
Mm-hmm.
So, care.
He says, do you require alone time?
Nah, I'm good.
Would you like to stay then?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Okay.
Are you actually gonna rest this time?
Is Ram looking tired?
Same as before. Hard to tell whether he's tired or not, but
I mean, he's always tired. The guy's fucking
Yeah.
forever bags.
yeah.
I suppose I could.
I suppose you could, Doc.
Nuts.
Ram kind of quirks one of his lip up. Not much humor in there, but he just flops himself down on the bed.
So am I supposed to crawl over you here, or are you going to scoot?
He pulls Hana's hand.
Follows.
Hold.
He's holds Ram. God, this poor boy. This poor guy.
You're worried about Ram so much right now.
He is!
He's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Going to be. It takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Shit takes time. It's day one, baby.
He's gonna get his void, he's gonna go to the planet, and he's gonna get rid of it. He'll be fine.
Yeah, whatever. Kind of will comfort Ram. Probably good to hold it there.
Alrighty.
Get this big old giant of a man to chill for a little bit. Give comfort.
You have successfully comforted the giant.
Yay!
You proud of yourself?
Very proud.
Thank you. Ram appreciates this very much.
Ham's like, I have no words, but I do know what makes you feel calm.
Experience has shown the man likes cuddles.
Give the man cuddles. Can brush the dirt off the sheets later.
Fucking OCD. That's fine. Ram was only on the floor. He didn't touch his bed. That's so much better, right? Alright. That's that.
Yay! Shakes your hand.
Shakes your hand.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Alright.